Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of action in the lightweight division. Brought to you again by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions in association with Taken Promotions and sponsored by Hennessy. Never stop, never settle. The three judges scoring at ringside: Max DeLuca, Alejandro Rochin, and Pat Russell. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Thomas Taylor. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks trimmed in white, he weighed in officially 135 pounds. His professional record an outstanding one with 19 victories, including 8 knockouts, 4 defeats, and 4 draws. From Highland Park, California, here is Carlos, the Solution Morales. And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with orange. He weighed in officially 134 3/4 pounds. This 51-fight veteran holds a professional record of 46 victories and 5 defeats, 28 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the former featherweight world champion, former super featherweight world champion, and former lightweight champion of the world, de Barinas, Venezuela. Here is Jorge Linares.
Right here, gentlemen. Okay, belt lines are good on both sides, so you're going to get to the top of the letters on both sides. You got my instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times and listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
If you are a believer in Jorge Linares, the loss to Pablo Cesar Cano was just jumping up a weight too high against an opponent too tough. If you're a skeptic, he's just too shot-worn to fight at a high level again. We'll learn a lot about Linares tonight.
He's been down 10 times in his career, but Morales not known for power. 8 KOs in his 19 wins. Morales in the red trunks. Jorge Linares, 3-division world champion, wearing the black. And Sergio, what is it about Morales that makes you think he can possibly win this fight?
I've trained with Morales in Alhambra, California, and I've seen how crafty he is. I've seen how hard he works. He has that work ethic, that work ethic you want from a fighter. And the fact that he's been in there with champions like Renel Alvarado, he's been in there with Ryan Garcia, Alberto Machado. These are tough fighters that have been to the top. And he's never been stopped. He's always given his all and always in a competitive fight to the distance.
Chris, you're not as optimistic about Morales' chances.
I think he's a good fighter. I'm just a big believer that the jump to 140 was just too much for Linares. And Pablo Cesar Cano coming into that fight, I thought was grossly underestimated. And I said so prior to the fight starting. I mean, Cano is a tough guy who is a big puncher. And I thought he just overwhelmed Linares. I still think the Linares that exists today is closer to the guy that gave Vasily Lomachenko the fight of his life.
There are many that feel Lomachenko's next fight could be the fight of his life against Teofimo Lopez.
Another terrific fight. Prospect against established champion.
Morales lives here in Los Angeles. In fact, he has a part-time job, works at the Rock and Egg Cafe, which is decorated with pictures of him and memorabilia of his career. Said he doesn't pay his bills. You don't make big money until you win a world championship in boxing. Or you win the contender like Sergio did.
Right there, they're almost clashed heads, and that's something that both these guys need to watch out for because they've consistently been cut. Oh, there we go. Cut on Linares already.
Watch your heads, right?
Both these fighters have been cut several times in their career. There's a lot of scar tissue there on both of them.
Let's bring in Steve Smoger. Steve, what's the ruling in California if the cut becomes too dangerous to continue?
All right, accidental headbutt. This fight is under the unified rules. If it should be stopped, it must go 4, and they'll go to the cards after the completion of the 4th round.
Nice body shot right there by Morales. Anytime a fighter sees blood, it's confidence, especially this early in the first round. So that should give some added momentum and boost to Carlos Morales, whether he won this round or not.
No, you're good.
Jorge, no tienes nada ahí, no tienes nada, no tienes nada.
Nothing. You don't have nothing.
Let me see it real quick.
All right. Estás trabajando muy bien con ese ya.
You're working really good
No
with the
te
jab.
salgas de tu línea, Jorge, ahí presionadito, llevándolo para atrás.
Put
Llevándolo
pressure on
para
him.
atrás. Vamos. Andas haciendo buen
Let's go,
trabajo.
let's go.
No tienes nada ahí en la
You
cortadura.
have nothing. You're working really good.
Buen trabajo, Jorge.
Good job. Good job, Jorge.
Moviendo un poquito la cabeza de medio al lado, ¿oíste, Jorge? Jorge, bien montadito, llévalo para atrás.
And here we're going to see the accidental headbutt, and it happens all the time with these two fighters. They just have that scar tissue, and it just takes a little headbutt just like that at the right time for the blood to start flowing.
Well, you promised us there would be blood, Sergio, so congratulations on that prediction.
I didn't say there was going to be blood by punches. I just said blood because both these guys cut.
I'm almost surprised it was Linares first. I mean, look at recent fights with Morales. He's constantly cut.
Bridge of the nose,
Bridge of
the
the
eyes,
nose, yeah.
absolutely.
Well, guys, it's only been one round. Give him some time to get cut. Jeez.
Give him some time to bleed.
Yeah.
You know, one strategy you might observe is Linares just took a big
Nice uppercut. Look at Morales here. And by the way, our referee Thomas Taylor, we ran into him earlier tonight, Sergio, and we asked him, hey, make sure you have an apron because you might get bloody in this fight. And he said, oh, I know, I'm prepared. We've got some good action here in the second round.
You know, one of the ways that Morales has been beat in recent fights has been overwhelmed by fighters that throw at a high rate. Rene Alvarado did it. Marcelo Gesta did it. Alberto Machado did it with power punches. So we'd like to see an aggressive Linares in a fight like this.
Good uppercut from Linares. Morales does have a slight 1-inch reach advantage. Not sure if that's much of an advantage at all.
When it comes to a fast fighter like Linares, usually that reach and height advantage is not going to be enough. But timing, that's what Morales is also really good at.
Morales has 4 losses, but come to pretty top-tier competition. He lost a decision to now WBA super featherweight champion Rene Alvarado. Of course, lost to Ryan Garcia. Took future world champion Alberto Machado the distance before dropping a unanimous decision back in 2017. So he can hang with these top guys, but can he beat them?
That's the question right here. Is Carlos Morales just a gatekeeper, a type of fighter that gives champions a run for their money? Because it's make or break for Morales in this fight.
Well, he closed strong against Ryan Garcia. Part of that was Garcia's fault for gassing out a little bit. But we know he has stamina.
And that's a big question with Linares coming into this as he comes back to 135 pounds. Now, he says he feels better than ever. He returned to his roots. Remember, he is Venezuelan born, but Japanese bred. And going back to Japan to train, to work with the same dietitians he's been used to, he said that's helped him make it healthy at 135 pounds. But again, fighters pay a lot of lip service to this stuff, and sometimes it's not really true.
And he has a new trainer. Well, I knew it's his younger brother, Carlos Linares, in his corner. He says he loves what his brother has been doing in Japan lately.
Some activity after the bell, but the 2-men hand pound to go back to their respective corners. There's Carlos Morales Jr., the son of Carlos Morales. If you couldn't have deducted that yourself. I was just saying it for Sergio's benefit.
Control your breathing.
And a punch after the bell right here. Getting warned by Thomas Taylor. Shots like that usually can turn a fight if it hurts the opponent. But when the adrenaline is running like that, it's hard to stop when the bell. Sometimes you don't even hear the bell.
Yeah, but I don't mind that from Morales either. Like, he took a quick shot. It was clearly after the bell. Fires off one of his own.
You're not going to bully me.
No.
All right, man, explain dirty. I like it.
Round 3 scheduled for 12. First 2 rounds have been pretty close. On the line, at least for Jorge Linares, appears to be a fight at Staples Center with Ryan Garcia, at least according to Oscar De La Hoya.
Linares doing a really good job this round, closing the distance already, banging away at the body. He has really fast hands. I'm telling you, once he gets those hands going, beautiful combinations come out of him.
Who'd you have winning those first 2 rounds, Chris?
I split the first 2 rounds. The first round, razor thin, could have gone either way. I thought Linares a little better, a little sharper in that second round.
Counter left for Linares. Who appears to have the speed advantage in there?
Oh, Linares by far, he has the faster hands, but the timing is making it a little bit difficult. See, timing beats speed most of the time. See that? Good combination there by Morales. Investing a right hand to the body of Linares.
Look at the physique of Jorge Linares at the age of 34. Even his back is completely shredded. Not an ounce of fat on this guy. Left hand right to the ear of Morales.
A very muscular body frame by Linares, and he said this is exactly the weight that he belongs at, 135. Going back to Japan, it also helped with the Japanese diet and the way he trained with the nutritionist. That's the reason he's so muscular and fit at this age.
Linares has fought 24 times in Japan, which is 9,000 miles away from his home in Venezuela, or his original home.
Just really a compelling story. I mean, moved to Japan from Venezuela at 17, effectively for opportunity. He wound up working with Mr. Honda up there, the famed promoter in Japan. Got some opportunities, but immersed himself, showed great mental toughness as a young kid, didn't know the language, to really settle himself into a new country.
Good right hand
on the inside. That might have been a knockdown.
That hurt Morales. It was a short right hand.
And he may be motioning at his shoulder being hurt, but he is down. The count is at 6.
Hey, Carlos, look at me. Okay? That was a short right hand by Linares. Beautifully timed.
Listen for a bell, gentlemen.
So a 10-8 round to Jorge Linares. It was a quick shot on the inside, difficult to see, including for Morales.
Relax. Relax.
And here's a short right hand that Morales didn't see coming in the corner. He's asking, what hit me? That's when you know it was a good shot. If you don't know the shot that puts you down, those are the ones that hurt you the most.
And real time, Sergio, I thought it was a body shot. I thought that left hand came around and clipped him, but it was that short right hand that was extremely powerful.
Now, you guys missed it, but I caught that. That's a beautiful short punch right there.
Hey, I didn't miss it. Don't lump me in there with Mannix.
Joe Louis was a master at that short little right hand on the inside right there like that. And for a fighter with a long arms like that, it's really impressive for Linares.
Pick up the pace.
Let's see what kind of condition Morales is. As we start the 3rd round here. Excuse me, the 4th round here.
Linares was able to put Morales down with that short right hand, but he also put down pound for pound great fighter Lomachenko with that same right hand. It's quick, it's fast, and it's right on the money.
28 knockouts and 46 wins for the Golden Boy.
That was a thudding left hand that buckled the legs of Morales there too.
I think what set up those shots upstairs were the jabs downstairs. I'm about to say it. He was landing some good stabbing jabs to Morales that made him force him to bring his elbows down. Do not forget that stabbing jab and go down to the body, especially when you have Morales against the ropes. There it is again. Jab upstairs and then that same short right hand upstairs.
Sergio Morales is really leaning in when he's throwing these shots, which leaves him wide open to that same kind of short hook.
Body language not that great for Morales.
Mark, got to cut above the bridge on the nose.
And Linares exuding body language, coming forward, being the aggressor, looking for the opening, not wasting shots, not getting reckless, looking for the right shot to put down Morales again.
That was just the third time Morales had ever been knocked down in a professional fight. He's never been knocked out.
There it is.
Oh, got him again. Morales down again. And that one hurt much more than the first, it seems.
The exact same punch. Jab downstairs, short right hand upstairs.
And that is it. Jorge Linares is back. And maybe, just maybe, up next is King Rai in LA.
If you thought Jorge Linares was washed up, he's got a message for you after that one.
Knockout number 29, El Nino del Oro is back.
With a golden performance. That's classic Linares right there. Speed, power, but we saw more aggression, controlled aggression coming forward. He had his man hurt, didn't relent, kept pressuring him, and that's exactly what you got to do with tough guys like Morales. Morales didn't learn his lesson the first time, the second time, the third time was the charm for Linares. Same exact combination. Jab right there to the torso, just to land that short right hand upstairs.
Morales stopped for the first time in his career. Sergio, you told us how tough Morales is, but Linares disposed of him rather easily tonight.
This is a big win for Jorge Linares to knock out a fighter as tough and resilient as Carlos Morales, who's never been knocked out. To do it in that kind of fashion, yes, Linares is back.
And maybe Oscar De La Hoya sees that performance and thinks, you know, maybe we give Ryan Garcia somebody else next. Maybe this guy's a little too dangerous. Is he maybe saying that?
No, I think the time is now. Now it's time for Ryan Garcia to come out here and perform like a star that everyone expects him to be. Because Jorge Linares just performed and did his job.
You take away that knockout loss to Pablo Cesar Cano, and Linares is still talked about as one of the maybe top 15, 20 fighters in the world after putting Lomachenko on his backside. And then just knocking out Carlos Morales, something several bigger name fighters couldn't do. Ryan Garcia couldn't do it. Alberto Machado couldn't do it. Rene Alvarado couldn't do it.
We're going to turn this way, and then we're going to turn over that way for photos.
Plenty of pop still left in the right hand of 34-year-old Jorge Linares. Here's Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially. 2 minutes, 9 seconds, round number 4. Referee Thomas Taylor steps in and puts a halt to this bout for your winner by KO from Barinas, Venezuela, Jorge